Good morning, guys, from Ljubljana, Slovenia, aka the Dragon City. If you're new to our channel, welcome. We are probably lost. We're spending the entire year traveling around Europe and seeing as much as we can. We've been here a couple days in Ljubljana, so we kind of scouted out, seen the things that you'd want to see, and we're going to take you along and show you what makes this city so special. So let's go.
Now, on our way to get coffee, we had to stop by the prettiest street in Ljubljana. I'm not even going to try to pronounce this name because I don't want to butcher it, so I'm gonna put it right here, but you should absolutely walk down because it is absolutely gorgeous.
As usual, coffee comes first, or I guess second today. We walked past this coffee shop yesterday and it looked really good, and all of the blogs online confirmed it. Supposedly in the back there's also like a little mini library, so that's just more incentive to go and check it out.
I'm not sure if you can see it from here. There's a little river otter sitting under there. Right there.
Are we sure there's not a giant rat?
I don't think it's a giant rat.
Okay, enough of the muskrat. Let's go explore more of Ljubljana. If you're unfamiliar with Ljubljana, it's Slovenia's capital and its largest city. The heart of the town, and I suppose you could say also the country, is centered right in the middle of its old town. Ljubljana's old town sits on the east bank of the Ljubljanica River and beneath the castle hill. The current structure and layout of the old town dates back to Roman times, however it gets most of its current influence and outline from the Middle Ages. The area is nice and compact, which is perfect for walking tours, cafe hopping, or just hanging out and enjoying the ambiance. Like most cities around Europe, the old town's where you're going to feel the personality of a city most. Right in the center of Old Town is the Ljubljana Cathedral. This cathedral was dedicated to St. Nicholas and was built back in a Gothic style in the 18th century, but has since been replaced by a Baroque style church. The exterior is not the most beautiful that I've seen, but supposedly the interior is incredible.
A lot of times you can get a real sense for the energy of a city by visiting its market. For example, when we go to Zagreb, the Dolac market is open-aired and you'll see people shopping and honestly just taking in the atmosphere. But then when we visited the Athens market, it's a little bit chaotic, it's very fast-paced, and honestly it was unlike anything we had ever experienced. Here in Ljubljana, the central market is located on the riverbank in Old Town. It's got an outdoor market for fruits and vegetables as well as an indoor market for your meats, cheeses, fish, breads, and pretty much anything else you'd need.
Hannah's found some dessert. I think it's traditional Slovenian dessert that she's desperate to try, so we're gonna try it.
We got some potica, some hazelnut potica, which is like a traditional Slovenian sweetbread, and I'm so excited. The hazelnuts are like ground up, so it's a really nice texture with the bread. It's like crunchy nuts. And try.
Very different.
It would be perfect with coffee. It's not as sweet as I thought it would be, but it'd be perfect with coffee.
Yeah, it really would. But we don't have time for that right now. We gotta move on to the next spot because we've already spent enough time in the central market. That's what happens in these European cities. You can spend a lot of time in the market. So without any further ado, the central market sits right on the river, and thankfully there's a really cool bridge next to it that you can cross. It's called the Dragon Bridge, and it's one of those places that you can't come to Ljubljana and not visit. The bridge was built in 1901, and at the time it was one of the largest bridges of its kind in Europe. As I mentioned earlier, Ljubljana is known as the Dragon City, and I think it might have something to do with these statues.
Ljubljana is considered the greenest capital in Europe, and I think that's due to the fact of how well they recycle, monitor pollution, but they also have a ton of trees, so I'm just going to assume that's a prerequisite. Tivoli Park is one of the largest parks in the city and has ponds, 17th century houses, and even a mini golf course, as well as restaurants, which Trey will tell you more about in a minute.
I am so hungry right now, I could eat a horse. I could eat a whole horse.
I am so skeptical, but first impressions, this thing is huge.
They asked me if I wanted onions on my burger, but I said nay. So as I've hinted at multiple times, we're at a place called Hot Horse here in Tivoli Park. What makes this place different from other burger joints is that they use horse meat. Now, I'm not gonna get into the whole, is it okay, is it not okay? It's a delicacy here in Ljubljana. That's what this trip is all about, is trying to embrace new cultures and try new things. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try horse and see how it is. Only got one burger because it's gigantic. It's different. It's different. Hannah's gonna hate it. Go ahead, hon. Try it.
This is why we went on this trip, is to push our comfort zones, especially when it comes to food. And this is a little bit out of mine. Here we go. It's different. I think it's more of a texture thing for me.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a bad flavor though. It tastes like a turkey burger, and I feel like that's pretty an easy comparison. It's interesting.
All right, guys, that's enough horsing around for the afternoon. Now we're heading back to the old town to show you a little bit more.
I swear I don't. This is just a perfect example that I just have no idea what's gonna come out of his mouth ever.
On our way back into Old Town Ljubljana, we have to cross a bridge. So this time we're going to pass through what's called Prešeren Square and cross the Triple Bridge. Church of the Annunciation, or what we're going to refer to as the Franciscan Church, is probably the most noticeable building in the square. It's been here since the mid-1600s and offers a different look from just about every other building here in Ljubljana. Back across the square underneath the castle hill, you'll notice that there's not one, not two, but 3 bridges, which begs the question, why are there 3 bridges? Hopefully I get this right, but if I don't and you're from Ljubljana, then please let me know and correct me in the comments. Okay, so at first there was only one bridge that was made of wood that dated back to the 13th century and was called the Old Bridge. This existed until 1842 when it was replaced by a bridge made of stone. Now fast forward to 1929, they made the decision to extend the Old Bridge while also adding 2 additional bridges in an effort to speed up the traffic in the area because, as we said, Prešeren Square is practically the center of town. These bridges were finally converted to pedestrian only in 2007 along with most of the old town. All right guys, time for the crown jewel of Ljubljana. But first we gotta get to it.
Story of our life. There's signs pointing each way and all of them have pictures of a castle. So we just chose one and that's the one we're going with.
So I think it's a good idea to hike up at least and, you know, get to the castle the old school authentic way, but also you can't spell funicular without fun. So I'm just saying, maybe next time we take the ride up. It was 10 euros to get up here, but that also gets you access to the castle. It gets you access to the Museum of Puppetry, as well as an exhibition of Slovenian history. And there are also a couple different bars here, and I believe there's a jazz club too. So once you're up here, there's a lot to see and do. As for Ljubljana Castle, it dates back to the 15th century and has the best views of the city. So that's the biggest reason why we're coming up here. There's gaps. What is this nonsense?
You have a beautiful 360 view of the city, and to be honest, like, the scenery is just breathtaking.
I made it. This is documentation. I made it to the top. I'm going back down. Beautiful views. I'm getting out of here.
It was crazy beautiful.
I hated the entire process of getting up to the top, but it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous.
It really is worth the climb and the admission and everything. It's worth all of it. We're leaving the castle a little bit earlier than we anticipated. The weather's gonna get a little dicey here soon, so we're going to head out to dinner now. Not totally sure where we're gonna go. It's between 2 restaurants, but I guess you'll find out soon.
Our goal tonight is to get traditional Slovenian food without paying a ton of money. So we have a restaurant in mind. The place we're headed to is called Klobasarna, and every blog we've seen specifically mentions it.
Klobasarna is famous for its carniolan sausage. When I first heard of carniolan sausage, I couldn't for the life of me figure out where Carniola was, but it was once a province of the Austro-Hungarian region, which has a large portion of Slovenia in it. As we said, this sausage is kind of a delicacy here, so we felt like we had to try it. And plus, it's not super expensive. It's kind of cheap. It's pretty affordable. And we also ordered strukli. It's Slovenian dessert.
I'm so excited about this. It smells so good. It looks like there's 3 different kinds. I'm not even gonna attempt to try to figure out what is what because I have no idea. But we're gonna taste test. I'm gonna tell you. Ooh, look how warm it is. Ooh. All right. That one is definitely the spiced one. It tastes like black licorice. My dad would love that. Next one. I might get more of this little like topping thing on there though. That's my jam. That one's definitely cottage cheese. That one's nice. I like that one. Oh, this one's harder than the other ones. The other ones are nice and soft. These bites are so big.
It's a huge bite.
That one tastes like Christmas. That one's good. When trying to find something to wrap this vlog up, we didn't really find any wine, beer, or gelato place that would have topped walking along the riverside.
The Ljubljanica River cuts through the center of town and is lined with restaurants, bars, and really pretty buildings. That's the thing with Ljubljana though. It doesn't really have a lot of gimmicky touristy things about it. It's smaller than most European cities and capitals, but it's probably the prettiest we've seen thus far. The charm about this town is that it feels like a secret compared to the rest of Europe, but I doubt it'll be much of a secret for too long.
It's about to rain. Oh, it is raining.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to get out of the rain real quick, so we'll see in a second.